In this Panther Sports Talk, we look at how the UNI Athletic Department is responding to the racial injustice happening around the country and how it's affecting UNI athletes. We look at a challenge set up by a UNI administrator to further the conversation on race. We find out how hard the financial hit is from COVID-19, and we show you the best academic semester in UNI Athletics history. We also spotlight 2 student athletes that put everything into their time as Panthers.
Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Pepper's Grill and Sports Pub, a proud supporter of UNI Athletics.